We're here with Mr. Ervin Pope,
Hey, man.
EP.
Come on, man.
It's about time,
About time.
man. How's everything?
I can't complain, man. It's busy, but that's what I asked for.
All
So,
right.
so I'm here.
So, where did your journey with the music begin?
Whoa, it began. I was 5, 6 years old, man, in Jordan Down Projects.
Okay.
My uncle, who was my pastor, was the man on the wall right there behind you, man. Um, he was a father figure, but he had enough wherewithal to place a upright piano in our project unit, with hopes of one of myself or my siblings to pick it up, to pick up
Mm-hmm.
the skill, and out of 6 kids, it was me that picked up the drive and the hunger for music, and he invested in me at an early age, and put me in private lessons for 2 or 3 years, and then after that, put me in organ lessons for a year and a half to 2 years, and from then it was off to the races. So I think I was about 14 playing for my church,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the greatest lessons I could ever.
14.
14
Okay.
playing for my church. Um,
Was your
this
music was your music director?
no, I was just a musician.
Okay.
I played the piano and mostly the organ,
Okay.
but for no money,
Yeah.
literally it was a little money, and I was always wondering, why do they pay me $37.50 a week, $37.50 when I finally started getting any money,
Yeah.
and I did the math probably 5 years ago, and that was $150 a month.
And how many hours was it
How many hours?
a week?
You got to think, choir rehearsal was 2 hours, and then church service was 2 or 3 hours. So a good
Yeah.
5 hours, but you had to learn the music during the week. So it was
Yeah.
a good 10, 15 hours
So you was
for
rehearsing before.
rehearsing well before for 37.50.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So now you 14. How did you were you just doing the church music, or were you starting to do other
That's
music?
all. I mean, anything I can pick up, right?
Uh-huh.
So anything I can hear on the radio that I liked. I mean, of course, we like the boogie woogie, little couple songs that we learned
Okay.
as kids. Lean on me, dun dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
Yeah.
We did that. But I was a huge fan of like Lionel Richie, a bunch of Lionel Richie songs, Jesus is Love,
Okay.
and Truly, and
Okay.
songs like that. I would pick up. Hello was piano because Lionel was a pianist, so it was piano driven.
Okay.
Um, Songs like that in the very beginning kind of shaped my production style.
All right. Well, growing up in Watts, how did your environment shape your sound and work ethic as a producer?
Work ethic as a producer. It taught me diligence because nothing was given to me. Nothing was easy. I had to fight the noise to even
Mm-hmm.
attain anything. Growing up in Watts, it literally we was surviving, but I was fortunate enough to right after elementary school be bused to the valley.
Okay.
I went to Sherman Oaks CES. Shout out to Sherman Oaks for junior high, and North Hollywood High School for high school, and that was one of the best experiences I could have got because I got exposure. I was
Okay.
exposed to different genres and different
Mm-hmm.
cultures, and it just enhanced my music palette.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now, how did it enhance your like your network? Did you?
my network growing up in the hood, I was always taught that the white man is the devil, and that it's only us, and to be thrust into a pool of multicultural, and having some friends who were Asian and white and all, like the networking was crazy because like I said, the exposure was everything. We were enamored at a young age by cars, right?
Yeah.
So who's getting dropped off in Mercedes and Porsches and Rolls Royce and stuff like that, and me actually seeing that dynamic at an early age, right? So, and then, but not only that, not only the material part, I'm seeing dads drop their daughters off, and I'm seeing them hugging them and kissing them, and coming back to pick them up, and just the whole family dynamic involvement was something to see, and that seed was planted in me.
Okay. Now, how's your like? What kind of family did you?
I grew up in a single family home. My mom raised 6 kids by herself, and I mentioned my uncle before because he was a dad in every sense of the way. He passed away in 2021, but like he was heavily in our lives, and he supported everything. Shout out to Uncle Reg.
Was your mom's brother?
Yeah, my mom's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, but he held us down, and he taught us principles and standards and how to be a dope human being, especially in the environment that we grew up in, because it was. I tried to gang bang a little bit, and I tried this, but they were so in tune with us that they knew when something was off. So I didn't get too far off the path.
Yeah.
Before I was corrected, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, now, how did you first get connected with the industry?
The industry, I had a cousin who was producing before me. He was actually the keyboard player at the church. Oh, I wanted to be just like him. Andre Egan's, shout out to Andre Egan's. I wanted to be just like him, and then he invited me over to his house one day, and I walked in the door, and he had all this elaborate music equipment, 2-inch reel-to-reel, and keyboards, and the tape machine before Pro Tools, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I fell in love with the recording process.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he introduced me to the production side.
What was his name again?
Andre Egan's. Egan's, yeah. He's a great singer. He was recording stuff. He had synthesizers and everything. So that kind of made me fall in love with that process. Now he was in South Central. He lived off of like Avalon and like 88th in that area.
Okay. Were any big records or any big people?
He did some notable stuff with Glenn Jones early, and then he did some stuff for Ice Cube. Okay. But he was recording his own music, and that was enough for me.
That was enough, huh?
Yeah, that was enough. Hearing him produce what he was thinking, and me following his footsteps in the church and learning from him and wanting to be, I wanted to be him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what age was that?
That was about 16.
16.
Yeah, that was about 16 years old. And then my first introduction in the game was in 1994. An alternative artist named Ben Harper. Okay. Like I said, the church was very inspirational in who I became, because a bass player who happened to be Ben Harper's bass player played at my church for a while. Okay. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get you in the studio with Ben. I think we got a record that'll sound dope with the organ. And I was like, man, please, dope.
Ben Harper's like a big folk singer.
Big folk alternative artist. Yeah. That's my very first plaque, bro. 1995. It's on that wall in there.
Wow.
Fight for Your Mind album. Wow. The
How
very first thing I had to be right at 20, maybe. Wow. But the very first thing I touched went gold. That's the very first thing in the industry that I ever played on or was a part of, and that album went gold. It may even be platinum at this point.
And you played the bass line.
No, I played the B3 organ on that.
The B3 organ.
Yeah. Okay. On the song called By My Side.
And you came with the whole composition.
Yeah, because I was like, please, man, please give me the record so I can learn it. And they was like, no, that's not how this works. You'll be fine. Just come down to the studio and we'll just do it live. And I'm petrified, bro, because I've never done this. You know, I'm only hip to playing in the church. Yeah. So I was still worried, but fortunately they set me in the not the control room, but the live room, put headphones on me and said, we're going to run it a couple times. Just play whatever you feel. Play whatever I was able to catch up and fare well. And then it was like, hey, even on this section right here, just do a solo. I'm like, a solo? Bet. Did the solo. They kept that take, and it's on the album. I even played live with him in at the House of Blues in around 1995 when the album came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now and then from there, what was like the next?
From there, I had the hunger, right? So like I didn't want to settle for just being a musician, but shortly after that, I had a friend. I worked for an aerospace company. I still, well, all while I was doing music, I vowed I was never gonna be one of them hungry, starving musicians that just beg for. It's like, let me get a job, and I ended up getting a good job at an aerospace company. I was a buyer.
Okay.
Worked in procurement,
Okay.
and in the evening I would get off work and I would treat my day job like a task. Where I would go to work for myself at night and go hard on the music.
Okay.
Met a guy who had a relationship with Rap-A-Lot Records,
Okay.
and they had an artist by the name of Duracell, like the battery, right?
Okay.
So I end up going to the studio, and I just by that introduction, I got 3 songs placed on this album: the lead single, the title track, and another track. Out of 12 songs, I got a quarter of the project. I did 3 records,
Wow.
and that was in 1999.
Wow.
And Duracell, and right after that, it was called Unleash the Beast.
Okay.
That album, look it up, Unleash the Beast. And then right after that, I got Snoop. I got a Snoop placement.
Which record is that?
It was on his Doghouse All Stars album.
Okay.
It's a song called "The Strong Will Eat the Weak," featuring RBX. It's a track I produced, and I just got a bunch of different gun sounds. The 9mm slide, the revolver spin, the shots, and I just made a beat with the rhythm and some footsteps and made it kind of daunting. And Snoop, look that song up. The Strong Will Eat the Weak on
Strong Will Eat the Weak.
Yeah, Doghouse All Stars album.
Now, how many have you done some more records with Snoop?
I have. I did another record with Snoop on a soundtrack.
Okay.
I don't think it came out, but I had a working relationship with Snoop.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that point on, that's all I needed. Cause I would approach, if I know you had anything to do with music, whether artist or exec or whatever, and being from Los Angeles, if I saw you, I'm at you. Yeah. Hey man, I produce, and it wasn't until I got a notable placement, which was Snoop, that they would stop and even listen. Because before that, it would be like, yeah, okay, all right. Basically, get out of here, kid.
But
you know what I mean?
I had to do my research.
Yeah.
Do this interview. Fuck my head up. You was a part of In the Club, 50 Cent?
Nah, I wasn't.
Why it has
I don't know why, but I wish.
That would be a big.
Yeah. I wish.
Now, how about the one with Bruno Mars and Ain't Nothing Like You? And Nothing on You, B.O.B. and Bruno
I don't know I don't know who put that in there, but I didn't have anything to do with those records.
But you did Jay-Z records.
I did Jay-Z records.
And Kanye.
And all that came about because I was doing session work for Dr. Dre's label.
Okay.
Right? Aftermath. So they would hire me. I met his head A&R at the time was Big Chuck. Shout out to Big Chuck.
Big Chuck.
And he would call me for sessions, especially when producers would come in town and they didn't have musicians. Mm-hmm. So he would call me for a couple sessions, and then the person under him was Angelo Sanders. Shout out to Angelo. He started calling me for a bunch of other work, right? Mm-hmm. So he called me. I think I was on my way, bro. I tell the story. I was on my way on a date somewhere. I was on my way to pick chick up, and I get a call, and it's Angelo. I'm like, shh, I don't want to answer this, but then on the inside, it's like, Angelo, keep me working. Mm-hmm. So let me answer the phone. I answer it. He's like, E, man, I need you to do a session. Like, bro, where is it? It was in Larrabee North, I believe. It was in West Hollywood. He said, I got a producer in town from Chicago that just needs, he just needs you for a little while. I was like, all right. So I pull it up, and it was Kanye. And it was before Kanye was Kanye, so I didn't know who he was. And I'm sitting and waiting, and Kanye's just on the phone, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, like, I really don't want to be here anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So I go upstairs and go start playing pool. And he come up to, hey, yeah, dog, I'm ready for you, this and this. So I come down there and he put a song on, and I'll never forget. He said, can you play a bass line in this? Sure, run it back. Put a bass line. Hey, you hear anything else? Can you put some strings? Sure, run it back. Add the strings. What about some piano? Say less. Did the song. He got back on the phone. I'm sitting there like, I went right back upstairs, right? And started playing pool again. So he brought me back down. It's like, man, I said, all right, man. Well, all right, cool. So he put on another song. And long story short, bro, those were two huge records. My initial meeting with Kanye was Never Lets Me Down, which went on the College Dropout album. And then Dreams was the very first one, which is on Jay-Z's Blueprint 2.0.
Wow.
That very first session. And from then, he kept calling me back. And then he asked me, hey man, so basically I was like his funk brothers, right? Because he called me like, hey man, you got a bass player? Sure, I called my guy Keenan. Keenan came in, we started working on it for a while. Hey, you know a guitar player? It's nothing. Let me call my guy Glenn Jeffrey. And we created that sound. We worked with him for 3 years. We worked a ton of records from Janet to Brandy to Do or Die to Selena Johnson to...
Oh, so he was having him on his production?
Production, all the way through that. From Fall Out Boy, like we literally didn't know who we were working with from day to day. And that's how I met Game.
Were you in All of the Lights?
No, by that time I had enough of the lights. I had enough. Yeah, I don't want none of the lights, man. Sometimes, and that's important. I got to say this. Sometimes you got to know when enough is enough. You know what I mean? Because you will be, I don't want to say used, but your worth will be, you will reach a ceiling, a glass ceiling. I think with that situation, I've reached a glass ceiling and I knew it. But I never wanted to be the guy that in the middle of my success, I allowed you to turn my button off. It's like, let me start making my transition when I saw, because I wanted to be a staff producer. I wanted to be on as producer, because I'm literally producing.
Yeah.
Hey, E, you hear a change? Sure, it's nothing. Let's go to the Ford.
Yeah.
You hear another, on this record, you hear it's nothing. Let me do a turnaround right here, and then we're going to change keys, we're going to modulate, and we're going to do it. So I'm literally writing the records, but I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's producing. That's co-producing. I was getting keyboard credits.
Keyboard credits.
Yeah, so.
Now, do you still get publishing for keyboard credits?
No, you don't get publishing for keyboard credits, boys and girls. You don't get it. Could have got it. He's not obligated to give you credit. So guess what? You will miss a Grammy. You will miss all kind of stuff if you're not credited the right way.
So even if you're played as a musician on a Grammy-winning record, you still don't get the Grammy?
I had to fight for those. It's a Grammy right there.
Okay.
It's another Grammy in the other room. I had to fight. It took me literally 8 or 9 years to even be recognized and get those Grammys, but I kept fighting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the rule was at the time is that you had to be either an engineer or a producer or an artist on that project. Musicians didn't count. Even though I was more than a musician, I was credited as a musician. And they fought it. And then I met the right person in the academy, and they gave me my Grammys.
Wow.
So 2 times.
So
First,
two
times best rap album, 2004 and 2005, which was College Dropout and Late Registration.
Wow.
2 Grammys.
So you're Grammy winning.
Winning, yeah.
How many nominations?
I think 3, but I won 2.
You won 2.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, how about Jay-Z? Is there any?
Jay-Z, that was the very first song that I played with Kanye.
Now, working with Kanye, obviously, y'all ain't working together. But is he as crazy, as erratic in person?
Well, at that time he was a lot more. Let me say he was a lot more humble because it was in the beginning. It was prior to the accident that got him his notoriety. So it was progressive.
Okay.
Um, but I think if he could get away, he would. Like we had a situation to where before, like I just don't know how to be talked to with certain. I don't know. It's not in me. And School of Watts, I guess.
You from Watts?
Yeah, I'm from Watts. It just came out. It's like he was trying to articulate. He
Towers.
was trying to articulate something. I'm like, hey man, learn how to articulate. I mean, I ain't gonna tell that whole story, but like it, I resisted a little bit, and from there, my relationship remained the same. But I've seen him, treat others not so favorable.
Yeah, but on the flip side too, there's also probably a real good, loving brotherhood, really down to earth.
Yeah.
Down brother too at the same time, right?
Yeah.
People like that are probably so polarized. It's like it's hard.
It's you know what, and that's why you'll never hear me talk bad about Kanye because you don't know until you're in those shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot that comes with that.
Yeah.
And then even now, learning about some of his childhood stuff that's starting to come out, it's like you just, bro, you never.
Yeah, boy, wow.
Yeah, you never know. There's things to learn of what to do, and there's also things to learn what not to do. I'm glad I was in those rooms, and he never put me out the room. Like he would be in big meetings, and he'd be like, "Hey, yeah, this is my keyboard player EP, one of the dopest dudes I know," and I would just be in the room and I would soak up game. So sometimes you don't get the reward for what you're doing at the time. You know,
Okay.
God says you reap what you sow, not where you sow.
Now, has there been times that you've like played on records for Kanye and didn't even get the musician credit?
There was one, but it's not his fault.
Okay.
There's one. It was a big record. It was Common's record on his B album.
Okay.
I played keyboards on Faithful. It's a song called Faithful to the End. Faithful to the end. Played keys on that, and the credits didn't make the booklet.
Okay.
But I got the check for it. So that solidifies it. And that album went platinum.
Okay.
So
now if you wanted to, you could.
I can get a plaque.
You get a plaque.
But the thing is, with the way the industry is now in the offices, you have to get approval from the staff that you actually worked on that record. So I think if I do enough digging and I find invoices or something that documents that I was a part of that album, I can get it. And I got a good rapport with the company that makes the plaques too.
But musicians, no matter what, you still get the plaque.
Yeah, you get a plaque. You can be an A&R and get a plaque. You can be a writer. You can get, you know what I mean? You can be. I can buy a plaque and donate it to you and dedicate it to you.
Oh,
if
wow.
I was a working member on that body of work.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's even dope.
Yeah.
So now you said you met Game through Kanye.
Yeah, I met Game through Kanye.
So now how did that happen?
It was just part of that 3 years. So we're working on, as you know, Game did. I mean, Kanye produced Dreams for Game on the documentary album. I played the keys. I played the strings. Dream. I played that.
Yeah.
But by this time, I'm a little frustrated. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not just gonna sit and just keep taking keyboard credits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, when we're in the presence of somebody else, I'm gonna introduce myself as not just like I did, just like this 8 Game. I don't only play keys, bro. I produced too. Kanye went out the room. I had a conversation, and from there, I didn't get nothing on that album. But the very next album, I got a production credit on Game, which was his Doctor's Advocate album.
Okay.
And I did the very first song called "Looking at You."
Okay.
On that album, the very first opening, and everybody swore Dr. Dre did it because it was just that. It was that. Yeah, it was that. And from then, I gained a relationship, and I started veering out, and I started doing production. And once you get that, it it multiplies. And from that, shortly after that, I did Neo,
Okay.
2 songs on his debut album.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from that, it solidified a relationship with Game. And after that, first album that I was a part of I was a part of the documentary, and then I was a part of Doctor's Advocate, and then the very next project, I was so in that I executive produced that whole album, the LAX album. I was
Oh
all
wow.
over it. You know what I mean?
And then you're also his music director.
Yeah, for live. So after about
Indeed.
10 years, he wanted to do a 10-year anniversary, and they hired me to do the band. And
Okay.
ever since then, so this is the 20th year. So over 10 years, I've been his MD and traveling the world
Okay.
and doing live
So
shows. And
so now as an MD, what is the your actual responsibility?
I'm in charge of the band. I am like Delarice said, you are in charge of the girls.
I'm in
Like
charge
Eddie,
of
I'm
the
in charge. Yeah, I'm in charge of the band. So anything to do with like the repertoire, making sure the musicians are on time, making
Okay.
sure that they have the music to learn, making sure my vision, Game's vision goes through me, and my vision is dispersed through the band, and we
Okay.
as a collective,
The levels and all of that too.
levels, engineering, um, all that. When it comes to
So you hired the engineer. You gotta.
well, Game uses a lot of the house engineers and
Okay.
lighting dudes at the venues.
Okay.
Now I'm Xzibit's music director now, and
Okay.
Xzibit is a lot more hands-on when it comes to that. So I handpicked his sound guy who handles the monitors and the in-ears and all that stuff for him. So it just depends on the artist how intricate.
Exhibit is.
Yeah.
People don't know. Like he's like a quiet billionaire on that
Well, man, Xzibit is.
on that cannabis thing, ain't
Yeah, he getting it. Xzibit is getting it, but a great guy, man. He couldn't
Yeah.
happen to a greater guy. Really cares about his team.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now, have you worked with Dr. Dre?
I have. I worked hand in hand with Dr. Dre in 2000, I think around 2009. He was working on he was working on Detox. And I auditioned. They called me for audition. Passed the audition, and I worked with him about a month straight, side by side, every day, going in and just creating music.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So that was dope. That was dope. And I most recently met with Dre and presented an artist to him. He had some interest in, but a couple of things didn't work out. But we have a good rapport and an open door. So that's all I could ask for. You know?
That's the biggest.
Yeah.
So now, what is it like working with him? Is like his energy in the studio is.
He just knows what he wants, and he's not gonna stop until he get it.
Okay.
Point blank simple. Like if it's a part that he think he can get better, he's going to do what he needs to do to get better.
Is he like? Is it like super serious and like vigorous work, or is he like fun and?
It just depends on the person and how
Okay.
how fast you get the part. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you take it like 5 hours, it may get a little bit frustrating.
Okay.
In my experience,
Okay.
with others, but we would go in, bro. Like it was super simple. We would go in maybe 11 o'clock, and by 3 o'clock we was done for the day. Just
Daytime or night?
daytime.
Okay.
Weekends, he wanted to spend weekends at home.
Okay.
So it wasn't, you know.
And does he work during the day? He works more in the day, or is he still late night too?
I think he's a more daytime guy.
Okay.
But now he's working out of his house.
Okay.
Yeah, he's working out of his house. So he does what he wanted. He's trying to find something to inspire him, actually, at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, I've recently heard Wack say, and we was talking about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that there's only 2 people in the game that can help recreate samples and make it sound like the original, and he named you as one of them.
That's a compliment. Shout out to Wack, man. That's a compliment.
So now, like, do a lot of people use you for that?
I've been known to be able to take a sample and not interpolate, you know what I mean, not infringe upon the copyright, just kind of interpolate, but stay close to it.
Yeah.
It's an art.
Yeah.
Staying close to it. And I was just finna get
Yeah.
the game away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stay close to it, but far enough away to where it doesn't infringe, and
Yeah.
and you able to get that song shipped right through. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
yeah,
It's a beautiful art.
yeah.
So now, can you tell us the story behind producing Dreams for the game? What was going on in the room that day?
Dreams for the game. It was a simple session. Like, Game wasn't actually in the room when we was doing it. Like that was a part of the Kanye body of work that he would put on something, and my job was to contribute to it, not mimic, but let me be creative enough to add something to it. So I kind of lent from the actual sample, and I just added my flavor to it, and it ended up on Game's album.
Now, how many Kanye records, since you was there in the beginning, with certain songs, did you like hear it with another artist first, and then it came out with somebody else, but you heard the record with?
You know what? Not too many, because you got to think, this was part of the highlight of his career in the beginning.
Yeah.
So to even secure Kanye for a project, they was taking everything. So it wasn't a lot of it was a lot of making stuff from scratch. And we made this for you, you're doing the record.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't a bunch of stuff that he was trying to peddle and let me take this off and send it like we was cooking. Cook to order.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
he was dishing them out like hotcakes.
Dishing them out. So there's levels, man, and that's another thing that I learned. Like, some people think they've arrived very, very prematurely. A lot of artists, they get in their own way. So I've seen it at the highest level. I've seen how this game really goes, and you're never there until you're at that point to where whatever I make, thank you, sir, thank you, and they're off and they're hit records.
Huh. Now, I know you done been in some iconic sessions. What's some studio sessions that like blew your mind, just being in?
Just being in. Scarface is one of my all-time favorite artists, but like to actually have Scarface right here in this room. So the most iconic sessions are ones that are personal. So for me to be able to befriend you, and then now I have you in my own home and we're making music, and it goes on your album, and like you're arguably one of the best top 5 rappers of all time. Yeah. Those sessions right here. Another session, Neo session, happened right here in the same room. So those are the most ones that wowed me. The ones I'm able to foster a friendship and a relationship with you and get you to come to my house, and we make history.
Neo
here.
Came here?
Yeah, Neo came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Neo in South Central.
Yeah.
Which artist challenged you the most creatively, and how did you step up to the moment?
I would have to say Scarface.
Scarface.
Stepping up to the moment was just being that big of a fan, and I wanted to make history. So if he would have you do a version of a song, and if he don't like it, okay, start over. Or he just will walk away from it, and you know, like, okay, well, maybe that ain't it. Let me do what I need to do, because he will go to somebody else. So not wanting to be that. Another one is Game too. Game, I would have to say, because working on Game projects, one night I'm in competition with Pharrell. I'm in competition with Kanye. I'm in competition with High Tech. All the greats. Timberland. He don't care. He just want the hottest song, and he could look. I could look. He has this board, right? Maybe 16 songs. You come in and like, yes, I got 8 songs on the album. The next day you come in, you got 2.
Damn.
Work it up, and you do the record, and a week working on something, and then I come back the next day, yeah, I got 4 on there now. And you come back the next day, you had none. Because it changes that fast. Timberland me done submitted something, and it's hotter than yours, and then yours is coming off the list. So imagine how stressful that is for a whole year. Because if you tap out and start doing something else, the album changes and it shifts. So what you did in the beginning doesn't even fit the body of work no more.
Damn, that is stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful. And I was in there like 300 consecutive days working. That's when I got that executive producer credit, I earned every bit of it. Because
sure.
I was in there. But not even that, like other artists would send their stuff and I would have to play on it to make it cohesive to the rest of the body of work.
That's one thing I've noticed about Game. It seems like he's a very loyal, like a real dude. Like once, if you were part of his team, like he really for you.
He will give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
He's not gonna hand you nothing, but he will give you the opportunity.
That's positive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many doors has he opened up for you? You feel?
I feel like the opportunity alone allowed me to walk through some doors. Not necessarily him opening the doors, but just using allowing me to use his platform has opened a bunch of doors. But it's up to you to take the moment and apply yourself to seek opportunity.
Is there any new here? If you can go back and speak to yourself during your first big studio session, what would you tell him?
I would tell myself, hey buddy, you're doing a good job. Continue what you're doing. Continue what you're doing. You're enough. You deserve to be in these rooms. You put the time in before it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be all right.
And in a world flooded with sound, what does timeless music mean to you, and how do you create that?
Excellent question. Timeless music, it consists of live instrumentation. You'll never get tired of hearing a live piano. You'll never get tired of hearing the organ, Rhodes, real drums, guitars, and progressions. You'll never get tired of, like, my production style, I play stuff all the way down. Where I could stop at a loop, there's going to be something that I add bar 20 that's going to just pique the ear because it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what people can't understand why my music makes you feel a certain ways because it's really live. You never get tired of that. You know, a loop, you may not know it, but it doesn't allow you to feel certain things because it's not normal that you hear something so perfect over and over and over. Imperfections make things perfect.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you loop some things, right?
I lose some things, but like the piano, guitars, like for the most part, I'm gonna give you something. It's gonna feel completely different.
Yeah. So now, what do you feel about? Have you ever used Fruity Loop or AI or anything?
I use loops. I have Fruity Loops, but I'm a creature of habit. I kind of go back to Pro Tools. I'm one of the few people that produce in Pro Tools.
Okay.
So once I had the drums locked, everything else I'm doing is virtually.
Now,
I'm actually playing.
Do you ever work with like some of these old school artists, like the Temptations or?
I got a call to work for the Temptations, but the avenue in which they reached out to me, I just rather meet them another way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But like, do you use like? Have you ever like grooved with Stevie Wonder or been in the studio?
I haven't.
Session?
I'm a fan of Stevie Wonder's. Let me see who's some of the established artists. DJ Rogers. I did something with DJ Rogers back in the day.
I know his son.
Yeah. So the Pops, I worked with him. Rest in peace, Angie Stone. I produced a song called Pop Pop on Angie Stone's. I forget what album that is. I may remember by the end of this, but produced the song for Angie Stone on that. But Cuba Gooding Jr., I played live for him. No, Cuba Gooding Sr.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know he was the lead singer in the group Main Ingredient.
Oh wow.
Everybody plays a fool. That's him. Sometimes, yeah.
Oh wow.
That's Cuba Gooding Sr.
Oh wow, that's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit record.
That's a real hit record.
Yeah.
So, what's your wildest only in the music industry story that no one would believe unless they were there?
Wildest. That's a great question. The wildest. I've had some wilds. Okay, let me tell you this one. The Kanye West song, Slow Jams, huge record, right?
Yeah.
We created that record in his hotel room shortly after his accident.
Hotel room.
The W Hotel. He was grounded in Los Angeles because his jaw was wired shut.
Yeah.
And the pressure from the airplane, if you know anything about flying and how the system works, it would have been excruciating. So he was grounded in Los Angeles. So I was getting all the work, right? So he called us to his hotel, the guys, and said, look, man, this is when Rockefeller didn't even believe in him as an artist, right?
Yeah.
So he paid for this out of his own pocket. So this is why we did it in his hotel room. He had the ARS-10 there. And if you listen to that song, it's kind of choppy because he didn't even have a sustain pedal there for the keyboard. I had to play it without. I had to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, without a sustain pedal.
Yep. So those little runs in there, I'm filling the space in because I don't have no sustain pedal. Yeah.
I don't even think we could tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your musical ear. I mean, it should sound beautiful.
Of course. Yeah.
I want some Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, exactly. The W Hotel in Westwood, next to UCLA. That's where.
That's crazy because I remember I met him right outside there like 20 years ago, and I think
that's where he
stayed there.
Yeah.
The pink polo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So now, do you got like any experimental genres you messing with now?
I'm always pushing the line with something, man. I'm experimenting with some soft rock, current. I call it current classics, to where I'm going back to the essence of like the Journeys and the Hall and Oates and stuff like that, and I'm kind of making it current without infringing on. Well, I don't want to say infringing, with diluting the greatness of those records. Yeah. You know what I mean? Lending from the instrumentation and the progressions, but making it current. Meaning using some artists that's talking about things of today on top of production that sounds like that. So that's one thing I can't go with.
All right. And so you got a new mixtape that you're
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Can you explain the project to us?
Yeah, the project is called I'll Get It Myself. And it was birthed out of a bit of frustration. Twofold. One, producing for some of the type of artists that I produce for, A-list, B-list, sometimes in your own home you'll hear the neighborhood like, EP? I don't know if I heard of EP. What? That means I ain't been doing my job. I ain't been in the street, right? So that's one thing. And then the real thing is investing in person after person, situation after situation, and nobody getting it. Nobody being loyal. Nobody staying down. Nobody pouring back into you. And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to quit on myself. So just move. I'll get it myself. And this is my attempt to show the world me getting it myself, especially with this West Coast culture and making something viable for the kids. And because it's a whole different art the way they produce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Not everybody can transcend time or genres. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to do it, and this is my example of what it's gonna feel like of me getting it myself.
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you have the single yet?
I do, but I'm not. I haven't quit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make it a series, so I'm not stop. I haven't cut it off to where okay, I'm not accepting no more records.
Okay.
And the records are just coming in and coming in, and I'm getting some amazing stuff. So it's like I have to be smart now because it's not just about what I love; it's about what makes business sense. Okay, cut it off and let's figure out the next step of promotion. So those things, we're at that stage right now. So in my mind, I have a single. I don't want to mention it because I think it's gonna change.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, man, I got some. Has something else to ask.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like. You play both creative and executive roles. How do you navigate the line between artistry and business?
I kind of don't. I think for me, they go hand in hand because nowadays you can't. It's not just about the music. It's about the connection. It's about being in people's face and them knowing who you are. And this social media thing is taking over. Like it's more about the story nowadays than it is about the actual music. So although I'm gonna make sure the music is quality, my story is unique enough, and I think my path has been determined already. You know, I just got to tell the story. A lot of people, yeah, a lot of people, they can't tell my story. They haven't experienced what I've experienced. I've experienced some amazing things. I've done almost everything I can think of doing in this industry. Not too many people can say that. Not too many people can produce something and go out on the stage and play it.
Wow.
That's a gift. You know what I mean? I don't take it lightly. It's just about getting that story in front of people now.
You said you was from Jordan Down Towers. Can you give us some other reputable people that came out of
Absolutely.
your projects?
More recently, rest in peace, Walter um, from the Whispers. The Whispers come out of there.
Okay. The twins?
The twins.
Okay.
Yeah. Scotty and Walter
Wow.
come out of there. And rest in peace, Walter.
Wow. Rest in peace.
Yeah. You have Barry White. Barry White come from the Jordan Down projects. Those are two notable.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know Dawu Sherrills?
Absolutely. I went to elementary school with Dawu.
Now, he was very instrumental in the truce, the gang truce of '92.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've done some research, and the Harvard law school did a whole thing. It's extraordinary.
Amazing guy, man. Like we were really good friends in elementary. Like I think we were classmates.
Okay.
It's amazing to see where he is, and I talked to him, maybe a week ago, but we don't talk that often at all. But I applaud him from far away.
Okay.
But we actually got on the phone. Somebody put us together on the phone last week, and he was supposed to pull up, and schedule didn't allow. But shout out to Dawu.
Yeah, we got his interview next.
Yeah.
Man, so
Tell him I said that. Tell him he stood me up, man.
You heard that, Dawu?
Yeah, man.
Well, man, I just want to say, man, thank you for being here on Wild Moguls TV Perspective.
Hey, man, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
long
man.
time coming, right?
That part, long time coming.
Coming.
This ain't gonna be the last. We're gonna
man.
do some more. We're gonna make some content. You got some music and artists coming. So
please, man.
You know, we here to support.
Yeah.
All right, Big EP.
Hey.
Ervin Pope.
Let's go.